Why do I teach what I teach? It's because I'm passionate about the food industry and food businesses. As a business professional, I've watched businesses fail for more than 2 decades now. And it's easier for me to see and understand why that happens. And that's why I've been sharing things about culinary entrepreneurship, the business side of the food industry. My heart and passion goes out to those who have this vision, who has this amazing culinary expertise. They have these visions and these great concepts, but they don't understand that they're not building a solid foundation. When you build your business based on the food that you're serving, you're building it based on a product. You're not systematizing it, you're not protecting it. I've watched businesses fail before they ever open because they did not understand regulatory compliance. I've watched businesses suffer so many losses because they did not understand the commercial leases. I've seen people get sued for people who have never been in their business and they've won. As a licensed real estate broker and a restaurant consultant, just a professional in general, a business professional, I've seen so many things that the average business owner would not see, know, or understand. That's why I decided to take a step on the side and say, I know all of these things as a professional. I prefer to have a small class of maybe 10 to 12 people. And instead of them hiring me as a consultant, because I'm expensive as a consultant, I'm just going to be honest, I'm very expensive as a consultant. But if somebody has a teachable nature and they would listen to the advice that they're being given and practically apply it, that means so much more to me than having a high paying client that just wants me to do everything. And when I walk away from the business, it crumbles because they didn't take the opportunity to learn from me and understand what it was that I was doing for their business. So this is just me, Radisha, sharing my heart and passion about why it is that I do what I do. Now, will you ever see me on the Food Network or Cooking Channel TV? Probably never in my life. I used to have dreams of being on there, but I really realized that basically those shows are for entertainment purposes. And watching them outside of getting food ideas, it frustrates me as a business professional because you guys are not seeing the true behind the scenes of what's going on, even for those reality shows with them helping the restaurants and, re-strategize and stuff like that. And if you actually go ahead online and you look at a lot of those businesses that they helped, guess what? They're closed. So just because you saw them on one of those shows when they did a remake and they got all this nice decor and stuff, they're out of business. So if you're interested in starting a food business, if you're a new or aspiring restaurant owner, food truck owner, if you have a cottage business that you want to one day turn into a food truck and then a brick and mortar place, look into the programs that I have to offer. It's culinary entrepreneurship. I'm talking about the business side of the food industry. And what I do is I walk you through establishing a sustainable business that gives you a higher chance of success if you practically apply the things that you're learning. Are you getting consulting in this class? You could actually talk to me live because it's a live class and it's a small class. Literally only 10 to 12 people. I'm not here trying to have 50 people, 100 people, 200 people in the class. No. And the good thing about the classes that I offer is that when I find out who my students are going to be and they answer the questionnaire for the registration form, and there is no registration fee, that helps me to tailor the class to you. So the reason for my registration form isn't to say qualify or quantify to see if you're a good fit. It's for me to be able to understand what it is that you need and to see if I'm able to assist you with that. So instead of just saying, okay, I'm going to take this money, I'm going to take this tuition, and I'm going to make all this money. No, I honestly want to know if I can serve you first and how I can serve you, and then be able to tailor the course content to the small group of participants that I have who are business minded, who have the entrepreneurial mindset. This is even a good program for people who are investors. You want to know, should you invest in a particular business or have more of an idea behind it? And to be honest, the most successful people in food businesses are not chefs or people who used to be managers. Those are people who are not in the kitchen. Those are people who are not in the business with the day-to-day operations, like doing the work. They are the overseers. They are the visionaries. And for the clients that I have who are really successful, they understand about seeking outside knowledge, the value of other people's intelligence. So when people say if somebody hasn't done it already, they don't want to take advice from them, that is one of the most ignorant things I've ever heard ever. Let me tell you, every single client I've had has always had way more money and experience than I have. But guess what? I was always their most effective consultant or investment into their business because I understand how to look at and look for the root cause of challenges to make sure that we deal with them from the beginning so that you don't have issues later. Now, if you hired me and you had already done those things, now I'm trying to do the back work to get things in place so that you don't have future problems. And so that's what this program is about, helping you to be able to address things before they ever happen so that you don't have to have it's like preventative medicine kind of thing, but not medicine, it's preventative measures in your business. So I'm Radisha Francis. I am a industry professional in the food industry. I've gone to culinary school. I have my degree in culinary management. I used to be a college professor in the food industry at a culinary college. I have tons of industry experience. I still work for the food's largest distribution company, and that's where I learned honestly the most about the business. It wasn't in culinary school and it wasn't teaching. It was actually in the business, walking in the back doors of those restaurants, seeing what's going on, working with health inspectors, training staff, because that's another thing I am. I'm an international instructor and proctor. So you are literally getting 20 plus years of experience from me, plus experience from other people. But the good thing about me is I don't share people's information. So even though I have stories to tell or case studies, I don't ever reveal past clients' information because that's just something I don't do. I don't feel as though I have to drop names to make myself be valid. My experience speaks enough for itself. So if you are starting a business or you know someone who's starting a business and you don't want to waste tens of thousands, 100,000. I've seen one former client before they ever came to me, they literally, no, actually, I've seen more than one. I've seen multiple lose over $1 million cash by not doing things the right way because the advice and the strategy sometimes seem so simple, but they are the most powerful and they are the most potent. So in my link in bio, there's information to look at the Culinary Entrepreneurship, the business side of the food industry program. It's starting in August and it's going to be for a month. There's two different options where you can either do the live class only, or you can do the live class with growth sessions and implementation labs. That's where we go more in depth into information. And then where we actually go through and I give you feedback on what it is that you're doing. So the live class, you come, you learn, you go. The other one, growth sessions, we dive deeper into it. And then the implementation lab, we actually go over and I look at your stuff. And we as a group, the smaller group within the group, really get to refine and process what it is that's being done. And I can tell you the price is really cheap. I mean, like, you couldn't even get me for the price for the class for either one of them. For just the regular online class or the one with the growth session and implementation lab, you couldn't even hire me for that amount as a consultant. So when I tell you getting it for a fraction of the price, you're literally getting it at 80% off. That's a 20% investment to be able to get all of this information and to be able to work together. So again, I'm Radisha Francis of the Culinary Management Company, where we provide professional resources for culinary businesses. I don't have viral content. My content is not viral, but it's professional development and training, and it's very important. So the only way that people will know this is if you let them know. So if you know someone in the food industry, tag them here and let them see. Let me know, give me feedback what you think about it. And when you come across my content, create a folder and label it Culinary Entrepreneurship. And as you see me posting videos, you just save them to the folder so you can come back, take notes, learn from it. I mean, it's free information and it's real good information, to be honest. Some days I question myself and figure out, like, why am I giving so much information to them? But my heart is to truly help. And then I always tell people you can go online to entrepreneur.com and you can type in my first name and you'll be able to see past articles that I've written. And I stopped writing for them because you have to pay to write for them now. And that just doesn't make any sense to me. Information is valuable and I'm not going to pay to be a writer. But until next time, go ahead and review my Culinary Entrepreneurship series, and I hope to see you in class soon.